And so just to give you another update, I haven't really been, looking for new partners, new connections, just because I've been busy with all the things with our business and life and traveling back and forth between 2 cities. But a few weeks before that, when I was in Toronto, I actually went to a Ceilidh, an Irish dance, and at that event, I met somebody. And actually, I didn't meet them at the event. I actually met them at the after party. And we got to talking and got along really well. And there was definitely a little bit of a spark there. And, we kept talking and talking. And finally, like the evening at her place went on and on and on because they were all musicians. So they were singing. It was such a beautiful experience. But we started talking and I sort of mentioned that I was polyamorous. And so he was really intrigued by that. And so we talked a bit about it. He ended up staying over because he had stuff to drink. I did not invite him up to my room. Like, I suppose I could have shared a bed with him, but that would have been weird. And I also didn't know his situation. And so the next day we ended up chatting, and, he's totally intrigued by this idea of polyamory, might be something that he's interested in. But he said, the person that he's dating would never agree to it. And I said, well, how do you know? How do you know? What if they've been waiting for you to ask the same question? And so he's like, I couldn't imagine it. He said, I tend to date people who are, monogamous, and then he ends up staying for them. And he said, typically his relationships last about 2 years. And I said, well, and what happens after 2 years? Well, he didn't really say specifically, but I think things get not as exciting anymore. And I was like, well, what if there was a possibility of things continuing to be exciting and having all kinds of relationships and that sort of thing? And he was like, maybe, but he said he couldn't imagine his partner being with somebody else. And so I just smiled and I said, that is so common. People can see themselves with somebody else, but not see themselves, but not their partner. And which is interesting to me because, I probably would have said it would have been hard at the beginning to see Andre with someone with him or imagine him with somebody else. But at the party we hosted, we were like side by side on our bed having sex with other people. And I think at one point, we kind of turned and smiled and was like, this is super cool. Also because we were in our bed and we happened to be lying on the sides that we each normally sleep in. And then the people that we were with were actually a couple as well. So it was kind of an interesting thing. And I was thinking at that moment that, this is pretty amazing. And yeah, what a beautiful experience to have. And I don't know, there's something about the intimacy of those situations that allows people to get to know each other quicker. And, I feel super close to those people and I love it. And so that's really all I wanted to say. Thanks for listening.